Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're talking about one of my favorite genres when it comes to fragrances and how they make you feel. Romantic fragrances. They smell very feminine, alluring. I've been on my feminine energy glow up journey for about a year now. I actually started this journey last year in January, and I can honestly say that it has transformed my life. I love feeling soft and feminine. Like, that is my favorite feeling. And life just makes more sense when I feel this way. So we're back to doing the things that make me feel this way. And of course, fragrances always evoke an emotion. If this is your cup of tea, then definitely stay tuned. But I'm going to try and not ramble too much on each fragrances. And listen, for those of you that have left comment telling me, oh my God, you talk so much. Honey, this is my channel. And if you're new, please subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Karina Waldron, and we talk about all things smelling good, from shower routines to perfumes to day-to-day things that make you feel incredible about yourself. So subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. Let's talk fragrance. A fragrance should always make you feel something when you first smell it. Otherwise, it's just not making the cut. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and jump into these fragrances. There's so many beautiful ones. I'm going to start off with MFK's or Maison Francis Kurkdjian Gentle Fluidity Gold. This is such a beautiful scent that is well loved and for a reason. This to me smells like a really confident girl. I'm thinking like it girl. I'm thinking the girl that loves to put herself together. She loves dressing up, loves doing her makeup, has long flowy hair, whether it's curly or straight or wavy. That's the type of girl that wears this fragrance. You're very soft spoken. You're unapologetically yourself. It's sweet. It's a fruity floral. There's berry tones in here that provides this like sweetness, like this very warm, sweet tone. The vanilla in here is perfection in the dry down. And I just love how this like mellows out on the skin. When you first spray this fragrance, oh, yes, you get this sharp berry tone and it's kind of juicy in the opening. But as it starts to settle down on the skin, you get this warm, spicy, fruity floral tone that just exudes romance in a bottle. So this is absolutely beautiful. I find the longevity of this fragrance is really great. It's not beast mode, but it's quite moderate, and you can always overspray, spray your clothes, a little bit on your hair to make it last a little bit long. But I definitely feel like it has great projection in the first few hours. So amazing, amazing for a first date, second date, you name it. It's definitely going to get you compliments. Think things over to something super affordable and highly underrated in my opinion. This fragrance is so romantic, it's so feminine, and it's really easy to wear. Whether it is wintertime or summertime, I think this really goes with you. And when I first tried this fragrance, it smelled more like a summer scent. It definitely had that vibe, but honestly, I've worn it in the winter and it is absolutely beautiful. This is Victoria's Secret Bear, the original one, and it smells incredible. Like, if you've never tried this out, please do yourself a favor, go to your Victoria's Secret and get this. I do believe that they have combining body care products with this scent, so perfect to layer. And they also have Bare Rose, which is more of a rose forward fragrance. Both of them are incredible, high quality, but this one gets my attention a little bit more. This has fruity notes that are like very creamy, very luscious. It definitely has a bit of this like tropical beachy vibe in my opinion, but it is such a stunning fragrance. The vanilla in here is creamy and warm, and it's just a really feminine scent. Oh, this makes for like a perfect signature scent. It smells like clean skin that's been well moisturized with a beautiful thick body butter. You've put some oil on top of that body butter and your skin is just glistening. Like this, to me, when I think of it, it smells like glowy skin, like well moisturized, luminous skin. It's such a perfect scent for any occasion, and it just has this like very feminine, romantic tone about it that is perfect for like a date night, for an event, a weekend getaway. And if you are going on a vacation, this is perfect. Let's talk about something that is very gourmand, but done in the most perfect way. It was one of Kayali's launch for last year. Was it the last launch? Yes, it was. And that is Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. Fun fact, I have said this before, but for those of you that are new, the number on the names of the Kayali means the amount of times that they had to redo this fragrance to get it perfect to Mona's liking. And so they had to redo this one 81 times. You know that she was trying to perfect the most beautiful marshmallowy, strawberry, slightly powdery scent. And she really did her thing with this one because I am in love. Fluffy, it's warm, it's creamy, and it's sweet. That strawberry in here is done in a way where it's not coming off synthetic, cloying, heavy, overly fruity. It just gives that enough sweetness that you need in a fragrance. The marshmallow note adds some like airiness, some fluffiness to this fragrance, and there is a little bit of powdery tones in here. It is just such a feminine scent. Oh, super romantic. The sweetness is just like creamy sweet. Like think of like heavy cream. It has that creamy nature to it that is so easy to fall in love with. Like when I think of gourmand fragrances, this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to instantly smell like food. This is one that gets me so many compliments. Oh, it smells so good. And I love to wear it on its own, but I also love layering this fragrance with literally everything. Now for my floral girlies that like a little bit more of a traditional floral fragrance, but still has some uniqueness to it. Something a little bit more elevated, maybe slightly more mature in the DNA, I want to say. This is from Bulgari and it is Baciami. I think that is how you pronounce it. Hopefully I'm not butchering it too much. But this fragrance was a love at first sniff. When I smelt it, I was like, yeah, I knew I was going to love it. I'm so glad that I got it. It's a really beautiful, creamy, white floral scent. It's quite simple in the DNA. There's nothing too unique and something that stands out completely, but it's just done perfectly. It's beautiful. It smells good. It smells feminine. It smells elegant, and it has a creamy nature to it. This is definitely not a beast mode fragrance that you want. So you do want to overspray her if you love something that really takes over the room. So not just like 5 sprays. Go ahead. Go. Yeah, give me 10, give me 15. Okay, go ahead and spray all over, and that is how you're going to get the most out of this fragrance. But the juice is just there's something about simple floral fragrances that always capture my heart. The opening is spicy. It's kind of warm and kind of bright at the same time. So it definitely awakens your senses. And then it starts to dry down and becomes this like clean, floral, creamy scent, if that makes sense. There's still a little spiciness in the dry down. Don't get me wrong. It's not super linear, but it is that beautiful kind of crowd-pleasing scent profile with a little bit of a more elegant, mature touch to it. I also want to mention that Brown Sugar Babe just came out with a body oil inspired by this fragrance. So if you feel like this scent is not lasting on you, get the Brown Sugar Babe body oil because their formula, 10 out of 10 when it comes to the performance of the scent, honey. Onto something that is quite popular, and I was very late to the game. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I only grabbed this fragrance late last year, I think in December literally, and I am obsessed with it. I did have a sample that I finished up, but then I bit the bullet and I got myself a full-size bottle, and I'm here for it. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is a romantic, sexy scent to me, and it is 100 Silent Ways. Almost forgot the name. This is 100 Silent Ways from Nishani. This is a beautiful fruity floral. In the opening, there is peach, and I find when there is peach in fragrances, I absolutely love it. Peach just provides this like beautiful, warm, sweet tone. Peach and pear, those are my favorite notes in a scent when it comes to fruity notes. But there also is a lot of white florals in here. So there's tuberose, there's gardenia, jasmine, of course there is vanilla, and there might be some sandalwood in here too. It is one of those fragrances for me that I find is beast mode. I don't need to overspray. I don't need to go crazy, and it lasts really well and projects amazingly. It has this like very silky tone in this fragrance, and I feel like it's coming from the orris. I think there's orris in here if I'm not mistaken, but oh my God. This one is so beast mode that I'm going to spray on paper. I'm not going to spray it up in the air because it will just take over the entire room. Oh, the atomizer is gorgeous also. Yes, that peach is juicy, it's ripe, it's sweet, and you could definitely smell it. Instantly, you're going to get those floral notes that are just very creamy, very luscious, and then it's spicy and warm. It is absolutely sensual. This is romantic sexy, okay? This is not super sweet, super feminine. It's romantic sexy. It's a little bit more femme fatale. You're showing a little bit of cleavage when you're wearing this scent, and it's making you feel feminine, sexy, and alluring. Not make this video without mentioning Kilian. There are two fragrances that I want to mention. The first one is Rolling in Love. Mine is almost done, and I'm definitely going to repurchase another bottle. I've been through about 2 bottles so far, so that's going to be like my 3rd bottle. Rolling in Love is literally the most romantic scent in my collection. It just has this like softness to her that is absolutely beautiful. There's almond milk in here, so you get the gist. This is creamy. There's also my favorite floral note, which is peony, but there's also iris. I think there's heliotrope in here. So you are going to get a little bit of this powdery tone, but it's not super powdery. For me, I get more of like a creamy nature to this fragrance. Of course, there is vanilla in the dry down, and it is just one of the most beautiful, romantic, feminine scents that I own. It's very beautiful on the skin in a closer way. It does leave like a sillage when you're walking, but it's not beast mode, okay? It's done in a way where I don't find this offensive at all, even if you overspray. Ooh. Yes, the almond milk in here is just creamy. It's a little nutty, but it's not in the forefront. Like, it's not going to take over the fragrances. You are going to get more of the floral notes and that vanilla in the dry down as opposed to almond, okay? So even if you're not a fan of almond, I would still absolutely tell you to try this fragrance because it's not heavy in the almonds. You do get it in the background, but it's more of like a creamy almond. And the other one from Kilian that I'm going to mention, I'm sure you guys already know what it is. It's one of my most worn fragrances. I am on my 5th bottle, guys. This is Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. I would consider this my signature scent when it comes to layering. And my signature combo for this fragrance is with Delina Exclusive, which I will be talking about next. That combination will forever be like my DNA. When I wear that combination, I feel my most beautiful, elegant, feminine, soft self ever. I have so many incredible, beautiful, romantic memories with that scent combo. So I love to go to it because it makes me feel really happy. Love Don't Be Shy is spectacular. It is very much that orange blossom forward fragrance. You do have sugar in here. You do have, I think violet is in here, and there is marshmallow. Yes, definitely a gourmand scent, like a floral gourmand. She's very sweet. And oh my God, you have to like orange blossom. You're going to get a lot of orange blossom in this one, but it's just done so silky, so beautiful, so feminine. And the sweetness in here is almost addictive. It has this like very addictive quality to her that I can't get enough of. I cannot get enough of this scent. No matter how many times I wear it, I'm always like, oh, I smell incredible. So Delina Exclusive from Parfums de Marly is a stunning rose fragrance that is very unique. There is nothing like this scent. It is one of a kind and truly a staple in my collection. It's one that I will wear over and over again, and it's just perfection on its own, layered with other fragrances. Everything about this scent is absolutely beautiful. There are so many incredible notes in here. The sometimes you don't even pick up, but somehow combined together, it is created like a masterpiece of a scent. So there's notes like rose, lychee, pear. I think there's different types of rose in here. I might be mistaken. There's also musk and vanilla, and the list goes on. Those are just a few that come to mind, but this is very creamy. The exclusive is a little bit more creamy than the original. The original one, you get a little bit more of the incense in that one, as opposed to this one. You definitely still get the lychee in both of them, and it just is stunning and unique and absolutely feminine too to me. Oh, yes. Love it. This was like when I first smelt Delina from Parfums de Marly, I was speechless. I had never smelt a fragrance like this in my entire life. And it really took me to another level when it comes to fragrances that I find unique and beautiful and stand out. This was put on a pedestal. So everything after that was really compared to Delina, and nothing comes close to Delina. She's just perfection in her own way. Again, the exclusive is a little bit more creamy, and I just love how this smells on the skin. The reaction that you get from this one is nonstop. Honestly, people love Delina and Delina Exclusive. The compliments just pour in instantly. This is a fragrance that the performance is impeccable. 10 out of 10 when it comes to the quality, the longevity, the sillage, everything is just incredible. Next we have Givenchy L'Interdit Rouge. This is a gorgeous fragrance. It is just so stunning for the floral lovers, specifically white florals like jasmine. You are going to get a ton of this, but this actually opens up quite spicy. There's ginger and blood orange, and then it goes down to those floral notes. And in the dry down, I think there might be patchouli in here, but it's not super heavy whatsoever. And it's just a really beautiful, creamy, spicy, floral scent that's kind of warm also in the dry down. Oh man, yeah. It has this very likable creaminess to this fragrance. When it comes to the jasmine, jasmine can come off dirty and kind of very old smelling. This is very modern, fresh, creamy type of take on jasmine. It smells quite seductive in my opinion, and it kind of reminds me of Armani's Rouge Malakit. So if you have that one, or if you wanted that one but you don't want to splurge, I would definitely recommend checking this one out because they have a very similar vibe in the way that they smell. Not identical whatsoever, but very similar. This is just so beautiful. Like, there's nothing in here that will make me not like this scent. It's easy to wear, it's sweet, it's warm, it's spicy. Oh yeah, so beautiful, so likable, sexy, sensual kind of fragrance, romantic. So this is definitely a perfect date night fragrance. Another designer fragrance that I absolutely love and find super romantic. This is a fragrance that I wore a lot on a weekend getaway, and I have so many great memories with it. It's one that got me a ton of compliments, especially at the hotel that I was staying at. This is Miss Dior Parfum from Dior, and this is I think it's the 2023 or 2024, maybe 2023 version of the fragrance, and it smells really beautiful. It definitely has that like crowd pleasing DNA where you find a lot in designer fragrances, but something about this just makes me smile, and it smells ultra feminine. You definitely get a lot of the rose and floral notes in here. There is a little bit of patchouli in here that you will get in the dry down, but it's not overwhelming. It's not going to take over the entire fragrance. I feel like with this new version, they really just made Miss Dior a little bit more modern, bright, really crowd pleasing, easy to wear, and very likable. And I find that the performance on this one is incredible. On me, it lasts really well. And I definitely feel like the sillage was really, really good because I got a ton of compliments wearing this fragrance over here. Yeah, I love this one. It's beautiful. It's sweet because of those floral notes and not because like sugar or marshmallow or anything like that. I get a bit of this fruity tone. I do feel like there is some fruity notes in here. For me, on my nose, I pick up like maybe raspberry or something. I could be completely wrong, but that is what I'm picking up on my nose. And then the floral notes are just so delicate and beautiful and sweet. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. Like this is probably one of my favorite like designer fragrances when it comes to ultra like feminine scents. I find that it's not smelling too mature or vintage. It does have this bright kind of modern flair to it, and I absolutely love wearing this fragrance on date nights. I love wearing it for a walk. I love wearing it for brunch. Daytime wear, it's really beautiful. You can pull this off during the evening, of course, but I really like it for a daytime wear. From Creed, and this is Queen of Silk. This is a beautiful, sexy, romantic scent. Another one that I took for a weekend getaway. And this fragrance is really beautiful. It's very warm, spicy, floral, sort of sexy and seductive. There is saffron in here. I believe there is a little bit of oud in here, which you don't get a ton. It's not super animalic. It just provides this like woodiness to this fragrance. And there is beautiful notes like magnolia in here. There's vanilla and broxin. There's a lot going on in here. And I feel like with Creed, they really step outside of the box last year and created fragrances that are really easy to digest and understand. This is beautiful. Honestly, this is, oh yeah, just the smell of it on the cap gives me like sensual vibes, silky, warm, spicy, feminine, very confident. This is the kind of fragrance that a really confident woman is going to wear. Maybe you're wearing all black, whether it's like a little black dress or you're wearing leather pants, a blazer, and a really nice bralette. That's the vibe that I get with Queen of Silk. She is confident. She knows she's sexy. She knows she's looking good, and she's ready to have a good time. It's really beautiful. If you want something a little bit more oomph, you know, you want something a little bit more spicy, more provocative, you're really going to enjoy Queen of Silk. I find that it lasts really well also, so you don't need to spray too much, but you want to do about, I'd say 5 to 10 sprays, and you are going to make this last all day long. So this fragrance that I have is one that I had sampled quite a bit, and I finally bit the bullet. Originally, I got the flanker, and then I had my mind on the original one for months and months. I tried to talk myself out of it, but I just had to have it in my collection. And like the epitome of a floral fragrance that I absolutely love. This is Flor Narcotic from Ex Nihilo, and it's just beautiful. There's notes in here that I love. I told you, I love peach in my floral fragrances because it just adds this like sweetness, this juiciness to the fragrance. There's peony in here also, lychee. There's peony, orange blossom. There's peony, orange blossom, and jasmine as the fruity notes. And there's also lychee in here that just, it creates one of the most unique fragrance. I love this one. It's so likable and attractive and very feminine to me. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. You will definitely get a lot of the lychee in here. To me, it's like almost like a fruity floral that's kind of juicy, but then it dries down a little bit more warm and softer on the skin. I find the longevity of this is incredible. Along with all of the Ex Nihilo fragrances that I own in my collection, I think that the performance is pretty outstanding. Oh, yes. The opening is very fruity, bright, a little spicy. Then you start to get those floral notes. I do get a little bit of like this osmanthus vibe. I don't know if this is in here or it's the combination of like the other notes coming together, but I get a little bit of that. Delicious. Delicious. It's so beautiful. Perfect signature scent, and one that I would also recommend if you are a bride for the spring and summertime. This is going to be a perfect scent for your wedding day. It's just so classy. It's romantic. It is, it stands out because it is unique, but it's so wearable. Next fragrance that I have is one that was a blind buy, which is kind of insane because this is not something that per se I would say is a safe blind buy. It is one that I really love, but based on the description that everyone gave me, I was like, I absolutely need to try this fragrance out. And this is from Frederic Malle. It's my first fragrance from this house, and it's called Musk Ravager. I hope I'm not, butchering that. But this scent is, wow. She's captivating. Some might say that it smells a little old-fashioned, but to me, it's very captivating. There are a ton of notes. I'm looking on Fragrantica, and I'm telling you right now, There's so many notes in here. There's lavender, bergamot, there's cinnamon, clove, rose, osmanthus, there's musk, there's vanilla, tonka, amber, sandalwood, and the list goes on. To me, this has a floral scent profile. What I'm smelling on it, it's silky, it's smooth. It's fresh at the same time too. Oh my God, it smells so sensual to me. It smells really sexy, very elegant, very high end. It smells expensive. It smells expensive. You do get a bit of this dirty vibe in the dry down, but in the best way possible. Like that dirty tone that I get is so good. Oh my goodness. It's really, really sensual on the skin. I do find this kind of unisex, but slightly leaning more feminine. Dry down is even better. I just love how this smells. It's silky, it's smooth, slightly spicy and warm. Oh, yeah, it's one of a kind for sure. I get the hype. I get why so many people love this fragrance. I do feel like you have to have a seasoned nose to appreciate this scent because it might take you back. You might not completely understand it or fall in love with it right away. For me, I feel like because I've smelled so many fragrances, I really have narrowed down what I love and what stands out to me in a scent. And there's so much that stands out to me. I can wear it on its own. I can wear it with other fragrances and it's just going to smell incredible. The other day I layered it with 100 Silent Ways and it smelled absolutely stunning. This is a beast mode fragrance, okay? It lasts for hours and hours and hours. And if you spray this on your clothes, honey, wow. This is Carolina Herrera Good Girl Blush Elixir. The Carolina Herrera Good Girl, listen, the flankers every single year, multiple times a year, she's going to hit you with a new flanker of Good Girl. And honestly, I feel like some of them are their own fragrances. They could be named a different type of name. They could be their own scent. They don't need to be a flanker. But I could definitely tell that Good Girl has its cult favorites, and no matter what flanker comes out, they're going to collect it. This one I love. Out of all of the flankers, I only own Lingerie and this one over here, which is Blush Elixir. And this is a really nice fragrance. The floral notes in here is ylang ylang and rose, okay? And I find that they combine really well together. They smell super great, very attractive scent. Opening is bright and spicy. I believe there's orange and bergamot in here, and it just smells really beautiful. Then you go on to those floral notes, the creaminess from the ylang ylang, and then the rose in here. There's also vanilla and maybe patchouli in the dry down, but I think that this is just a fragrance that is a no-brainer. It's kind of crowd pleasing and it just smells good. Like there's nothing too crazy about this fragrance. There's nothing too unique. It's just really attractive. It's very feminine. It's very romantic. It's very playful in a way and kind of sensual. So this is a really gorgeous date night fragrance in my opinion. It has that DNA that any man would love on a woman. The sweetness is perfect. The creaminess is perfect. The tone of the rose is not too heavy and it's not too like old school. It actually smells quite modern and like warm and spicy. And it's just like a beautiful scent that you can wear. Honestly, you could wear this every day as your own signature scent, but it leans quite feminine and sexy. So if that's your vibe, this is definitely one that I would recommend. The sillage and the performance on this are moderate. It's not going to be beast mode, but you can absolutely overspray this fragrance if you want it to last a little longer. You could spray your hair, your clothes, and it's definitely going to project a lot more than just spraying on your skin. But layering this with like your body care routine will definitely make a difference in the way that it performs. Next fragrance that I have is quite underrated. It's one that I got late last year and I haven't worn a ton of it, but I think that it's just a beautiful romantic scent that I definitely want to wear more for like a date night. I also see myself layering this with other fragrances. This is Jo Malone's Red Hibiscus. It's in their Intense Cologne formula, so it's definitely a lot better in terms of the performance. Of course, there is hibiscus, there's jasmine, black orchid. I believe there might be lily of the valley or something like that, but the dry down has like amber incense. There's vanilla in here. The opening is a little bit bright, and it's just a really beautiful, kind of sexy, romantic fragrance that would be perfect for a date night. I find that it is quite unique. It stands out from fragrances in my collection, and even in Jo Malone. There are a ton of fragrances in the black bottles that are absolutely beautiful and highly underrated, and this is one of them. The hibiscus in here is prominent, and to me, hibiscus comes off very fruity to my nose, and so it does really have this like juiciness to it. The other notes combined with this fragrance creates a really beautiful scent that is quite unique and definitely will stand out from the crowd, especially if you go ahead and overspray this one and it creates a beautiful sillage. Yeah, the opening is very bright, it's citrusy, and then you start to get into that hibiscus and all of the other floral notes that are very like white florals. That's what you get in this one. But the hibiscus is definitely going to take over all the other floral notes. You get a lot of that, and it's quite warm and spicy also. I think there is ginger in here, so I definitely get a lot of spice in this fragrance. It's very elegant. It smells quite lavish to me, very expensive smelling. It is an expensive fragrance, and it definitely has that DNA of like, it smells luxurious. That's the word that I was looking for. It smells quite luxurious, very elevated, romantic, but elegant at the same time. And it smells unisex. It's not super feminine when I smell this one, but I definitely feel like it leans feminine, but can be absolutely considered unisex. Yeah, this is one that smells quite luxurious to my nose. And when I smelled that on paper, I think this is something that I would probably end up layering most of the time as opposed to smelling it on its own or wearing it on its own. You can layer it with Linter de Rouge to create some creaminess in there. You can even go in with 100 Silent Ways. I think this would pair beautifully, or even Baciami from Bulgari would go beautifully with this fragrance. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. I know it was a really long one, and honestly, I have more fragrances to talk about, but I'm going to leave it here because this video, I feel like it's going to be like an hour long. If you guys want to see a part 2, definitely comment down below and let me know. I would also love to hear your thoughts on a romantic fragrance, something romantic, feminine, date night worthy. Comment down below if I did not mention your favorite. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an incredible day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Ciao!